Once again, a very warm welcome to all the students who are watching this video. But this time we meet with grade level lessons. Remember, this is the first video to be recorded or to be released for grade 11 students. Hope you all remember the first unit that we started or that we studied, actually not completed. We started in grade 11, that is problem solving. There may be different names in your book, but I used to call that as problem solving. So in that first unit, so far we have identified some problems and found the solution, but not completed. Still we have to study something. In the first unit, problems should be solved in two different methods. Maybe the first half of that particular lesson will be solving the problems manually without the help of any computers or computer accessories or computer related devices. So yes, it's a problem solving, but the problem should be solved by people, by writing and solving. We did it, we finished that. So remember, this is very important for exam, that manual problem solving. We took some time, maybe months, and solved. But the rest of the part or the second half will be, that is also problem solving, no doubt, because that unit, the entire unit belongs to problem solving. But the second half will be solving the problem in computer. So see, we solved the problems manually, so we understood the problem, we knew the steps to be taken to solve the problem, so we have some experiences in solving the problem. So we gained all these things. With those experiences, we will go to the computer and solve maybe the same problems, but this time the problem should be solved in computer. But when you solve the problems manually, you don't need to follow some rules or follow some other procedures, because it's all about manual problem solving. As people, we have to understand and solve it. But when it comes to computer, you should be very careful, because we all know that computer is not a human being, it's a machine. So machine knows or machine understands only the things which are written or which are given in its language, so, and also in its rules and regulations. If you disobey those things, definitely you cannot expect the computer to solve such problems. So with the help of those knowledge which we gained in the manual problem solving, we will move to computers and solve the problems. This is in your book called programming. Solving a problem in computer can be called programming. So we have to write programs. We have to solve the problems in computer, which should be programming. Before I take such things or such introduction, I must recall something which we studied in grade 10. So hope you all remember that we used the word software in grade 10. We have hardware, we have software, we have liveware, firmware, there are many things. So do you remember the thing, or do you remember the way that we define the word software? So what actually the word software is? Actually, software is a set of instructions given to computer to perform tasks. Because computer is a machine, it doesn't know how to do the tasks. So it really needs some instruction to perform some tasks. Those instructions are called actually software. We are unable to see those instructions in the computer. Those instructions look like as a colorful, attractive interfaces or windows. But understand that there are instructions given, right? So for example, see, if I want to fulfill a task by you, I can give some instruction to tell, I can give some instruction to you to complete the task. So to give instruction to you, I must choose a language which must be understood by you. Yes, I can choose languages like English or Tamil because those languages can be understood by you. So once the instructions are given in English or Tamil or whatever, you can understand and complete the task. In the same manner, now come to the computer. So here also I gave instruction, but I mentioned that program is nothing, it's a software instruction. So set of instructions. So in this case, or in this computer case, in order to fulfill a task, yes, I must give instruction to computer. But the problem is, I cannot give the instructions in a language like English or Tamil or whatever, because these languages are introduced only for human interaction, so human communication. But computation is a machine which doesn't understand those human languages, Sinhala, Tamil, English. They are not understood by computer because computer is a machine. So, but as people, we can write the instructions or we can give the instructions in our language because we all are very fluent in our languages. So the instruction which we give the computer in English, mostly English, to be translated or to be handled by the computer, I will explain how these instructions will be converted or will be translated into computer understandable format. That will be explained later. I'm not going to take that right now. So understand this fact. So to give the instruction to computer, we have to use some languages. Those are called computer programming languages. I repeat the sentence again. Program is nothing, it's a set of instructions. So really computer needs instructions. Those instructions must be given in a language or in languages called computer programming languages. So it is said that around 800 computer programming languages are there. So whatever you give as instructions in a computer programming language can be understood by the computer. That is the fact, right? So in Tamil or in English, in Sinhala, if you write instruction, yes, you can understand, people can understand, but computer cannot. But in order to make a computer to understand some instruction, definitely you have to select one of the computer programming languages, often called computer languages. Then only computer understands. So in this unit, maybe as a second half, we have to start a computer programming language called Pascal. As I mentioned earlier, we have around 800 computer programming languages, but here we will select Pascal as a computer programming language and write instruction to computer. So it's not hard actually, because as I mentioned earlier, maybe at the introduction, very early introduction, we understood the problem. We identified problems and also we understood and got the solution. But the only thing is, we did them manually. But now we will go to the computer and apply those same logics or same ideas and everything and solve the problem. So you may think that solving a problem in computer is most important than solving a problem in manual. Yes, that may be okay. Even people may think that we can straight away go to the computer programming languages and solve them. But remember one thing, if you go to computer programming languages such as Pascal and start writing the program or writing the instruction, you may have problems because that computer programming language or that particular environment is totally new to you. because that is not the one that you are familiar with. So definitely you have to learn those things first. And the other problem is the problems that you have to take, or the problems that you take, are also new, also complex. You are not familiar with them. So both of them are complex. Both of them are not familiar. The problems are new. You have to identify them. You have to find the methods and everything. At the same time, the language that you are going to apply also new, also not familiar. So since both of them are new, definitely you have to feel a little bit tough. But once you finished manual problem solving, you knew everything. You knew the problems, you knew the methods, and you knew the ideas, you know how to solve them. So since you have such experiences, now you may go to the computer and solve them. Yes, that the computer language is new, that environment is new, but the problems are not new. So this may be the reason why we learn manual problem solving first before starting or before taking computer programming languages, right? So here we have to take Pascal as a programming language and able to write instruction to computers. Let me take a simple history. Let me explain a small history behind this Pascal programming language. Hope this term Pascal is not a new term for most of you, because we have already heard it. In grade 10, we added this name in the history of computer. You know the person Blaise Pascal, who invented a machine, or calculating machine called Pascaline in the history. So actually he was one of the French mathematicians. That Pascaline is one of the major inventions in the history of computer, because those ideas and everything was applied in the computer. So for modern computers, that may be one of the vital inventions. So that name Blaise Pascal, the word Pascal was given as the name of this programming language because it was introduced around early 1970s. So when this was introduced, those people thought about that person Blaise Pascal, because he contributed a lot to computer history. So in order to honor him, in order to honor for his contribution, his name, a part of his name was given as the name of this computer programming language. Blaise Pascal didn't introduce this language, but in order to honor this person, those inventors or those people added his name to Pascal programming languages. That is a small history behind. And also this Pascal actually introduced in order to teach programming concepts to students, because this was very early, because you might have heard C, C++, they are some of the popular languages, but Pascal came before them, around very early 70s. So in order to teach about programming concepts for students, this Pascal programming language was introduced. So hope this small history is more than enough to you as you learn Pascal very first time. So hereafter we can go to computer and start instructing the computer. And let's see how to write programs in Pascal, or how to write instructions in Pascal. So first of all, for writing instruction in Pascal, you need Pascal software. You have to download the Pascal software. The Pascal software is available in two different forms. You may use a free Pascal version or Turbo Pascal version. Both of them can be can be downloaded. Here I'm going to use free Pascal. So first of all, free Pascal should be downloaded from websites. So I already downloaded. Here it is. This is my free Pascal exe file, which means executable file. You have to install it. So once you double click, the installation process starts. So you can install without any issue, right? So it's very simple. So I have already installed. So once it is installed, you have to open the Pascal. So the Pascal interface looks like this. This is the typical Pascal interface. So here, as the first program or as the first instruction, I'm going to instruct my computer to display a text message. Let's see, we are going to tell the computer to display welcome to Pascal program. So this has to be displayed on the screen. To display this one, I must tell my computer to do such thing. So I have to write the instruction. So let's see how to write it. So every Pascal program must start with the word begin. You may use capital letters or small letters, but the spelling must be important, begin. So don't forget it. Every Pascal program, whether it is a simple one or complex one, it must be begin. So hope you remember my program. I'm writing the program to display a text message. Or I'm telling my computer to display welcome to Pascal programming. So we have to go back and recall something which we learned earlier. In flowcharts and pseudocodes, to display a text message, we used 4 different words. Hope you remember. These can be possible in flowcharts and pseudocodes for displaying a message. You may use display, print, show, output. Any of these are acceptable in flowcharts and pseudocodes. Along with these words, you have to show your text message. This is manual problem solving. Similarly, in computer, now I have to show a message, text message. So definitely I must use a command here. We cannot use or we cannot have options here as we had in flowcharts and pseudocode because it is related to computer. Computer cannot understand all the similar meaning words or all the words. So it understands only the words which are permitted. So here for showing the output we have a command called write. Write. So this is, the meaning is always similar to the other one because there we use display, print, show, output because all these words are related to output. Showing is something which is similar to output, even display. Here, writing is something related to outputs. That's why they assigned or they said this word, write. Then put a simple bracket. And then you have to show your text to be displayed on a single quote. No double quotes. Within a single quote, show your output to be displayed. So here I write, welcome to Pascal programming. Welcome to Pascal programming. Don't forget to close the single quote. So whatever within 2 single quotes should be displayed as output. So close the simple bracket. Here in Pascal, every statement must be closed with a semicolon. So put the semicolon. It is not the colon, it's a semicolon. So go to the next line. So since we don't have any other lines to be displayed, I have to finish my work. So here I'm going to tell my computer that it is the point where you have to terminate. So put the word end, but don't forget to put a dot. This dot, this full stop is must. These are rules, so you cannot ignore such things. So this is the small program to show welcome to Pascal program as output. So if you have any doubt, I will ask once I got the output. Once we have to get the output. So first of all, take the output. To get the output, before we get the output, I must tell you one more thing. Look at the instructions. These instructions are written in pure English vocabularies. Everything is an English word: begin, write, end. So the words or the programs that you have written here should be understood by the computer. But the problem is, all of them are English words. At the introduction part, I already told you that the English words cannot be understood by the computer. So here we have some issues, because we have English words, computer has to understand all of them, but computer generally doesn't understand them. So now we have to convert all these English words, all these programs, into a format which is understood by a computer. You all know that computer understands only ones and zeros, only binary language. So now we have to change all these programs, all these English words, into binary language, which are called machine code. I will explain those translations after taking these programs, because that is categorized, or that is listed in our book after the program. So wait until I take that. So for the moment, you have to understand that these programs must be translated or must be converted into binary. To do that, you must go to the compile. So compile is the one which does that. So click on the compile. So once you click, it asks you to save. There is a save as dialog box. Give a file name for your program. So I give as Pro2 as my file name. This is a file name as you give for other files. Pro2, and click OK. So once your file is converted into binary without any issue, you will get such message. You look at that, compile successful, so which indicates that all these instructions are successfully converted into binary. So now you may press any of the keys on the keyboard. So press one key. Okay, now your program has been translated into binary. So to see the output, you have to run your program. So click on run, and again run. Click on this run option. Note you can press Ctrl F9 as shortcut. So I click on it. So now you might have observed that there was a black screen appeared and immediately disappeared. That is the output screen. But that is actually that disappeared. You have to take the output screen manually. So go to the output screen, go to the debug, and there we have output. Click on the output. Look here, this is your output. The earlier things are obtained, the previous things are obtained earlier. I have run the program earlier, that's why I got such output. Don't take them into consideration. Take the last one. Look at them, welcome to Pascal programming. This is the one which we obtain now. Even I expected such output, I got it. So this is the output screen, user screen, black color screen, output screen. To go back to your programming screen, click on this green square and you can take it. So let's take the program again. Every Pascal program should start with the word begin. Here I have to show the output. Welcome to Pascal programming. This text message should be displayed. So to showing an output, you must use the word or command write. And every Pascal statement, these are called statements, every Pascal statement must be terminated or must be closed with the word, with the symbol semicolon. So I hope you all understood this small program for displaying the text message, welcome to Pascal programming. But even in this program, you might have noticed some of the difficulties or some of the issues which I have experienced. See, to get the output, right? Yes, you can compile. That is important, because without compiling you cannot do anything. So it is important, you have to compile, right? But after compiling, yes, you have to run. So whenever you run, you got the output. But to see the output, every time you have to go to the output screen. That may be difficult because your program is written here. Once you run the program, output is obtained in another screen. Note, you are not directed to the output screen automatically. Every time to see the output, you must click the debug and then output manually. It takes some time, because if it is a good programming, you have to save the time. But here we are wasting the time. Even look here, after getting the output, to see the output screen, again you have to take the mouse here and click on it. This is not the way. Actually, this may not be an appropriate method, but since it is the first program, I faced such problems, and also I didn't make any changes. Yes, we can adjust some coding to overcome such issues, but wait, after one or two program I will show you how to avoid such issues in the program, right? So with some inconvenience or with some issues, we have done it, right? So let's move to the second program. Here in my second program, I will show text messages in 2 lines. Here we have shown this message in 1 line, but in the next program we will show the text message in 2 different lines. So here I will add a new line, write single quote, programming is fun. This is the one which I have to show, right? So now you have 2 statements. First statement, the one which was already shown, welcome to Pascal programming. The second one, programming is fun. So first of all, we can compile it and then have to run to get the output. Let's run it. Yes, we have obtained the output. Let's go to the output screen. Look at the output. This the last one is the output. Welcome to Pascal programming. Programming is fun. Yes, we got the output. The output is being shown, but the problem is it is not the format which we wanted. See, look here. Look at the way it is written. We have written these 2 lines in 2 statements in 2 lines. So I thought to take those 2 outputs in 2 lines. Welcome to Pascal programming must be in the first line. Programming is fun should be shown in the second line. So I expected such output, but it was ended with like this. Look at them. We have got those 2 statements in 1 line. So let's check the issue. So to understand that issue, I want to remove this line. Let's remove that. I'm going to cut it. We can use cut, copy, paste. Everything is possible. So look at let's run it and see the output first. Right, so I have run it again and look at the output. Welcome to Pascal programming. Look at this blinging point, white blinging point. This white blinging point is known as cursor. That is the same as the one which we use in other application softwares like MS Word. Look at them. This is cursor. So here also it is called cursor. The reason for showing this cursor is here. So look at the position of the cursor. Cursor is here. So whenever I type the letters are started at that point where the cursor is placed. Look at the position of the cursor. Cursor is here. So whenever I start typing, the letters should be entered in that place. So similarly, that is the nature of the cursor. So actually it is an insertion point, right? So now look here. After showing welcome to Pascal programming, the cursor is placed at the end of that particular line. So cursor is waiting for performing something. So now let's check your coding again. So now you want to check the other output, other statement, right? Programming is fine. So note welcome to Pascal programming should be shown, and the cursor must be weighted at the end of the same line, right? So it is the place where the cursor was waiting. So now what happened was, after waiting for some time, you have another statement called programming is fun. Even that is also used, right? So your cursor is waiting somewhere here. Your cursor is waiting somewhere here. Immediately in the next statement, you have programming is fun. So both two lines, both two statements are printed in one line. Even here, look at this. After printing fun, the cursor is placed at the end. So if you have the third statement, suppose if you have third statement here, even that will be displayed in the same line. Right, so it is important to understand the function of a write. The word write or the command write shows the output and puts the cursor at the end of the same line. But now I wanted to have these two outputs in two lines. So in order to do that, I want one more change. Look here, I'm going to cut it again, or I'm going to erase it again. And this time I will use another command called write-ln. Both write-ln, both are same. Write-ln, both are used for showing the output, text messages or outputs. But the only difference between the write and write-ln is, okay, before explaining that, let's see the output. Let's write. Now see the output. Now, after showing welcome to Pascal programming, your cursor is blinking in the next line, at the beginning of the next line. But when I use write, after showing welcome to Pascal programming, the cursor was blinking at the end of the line. But now the cursor comes to the new line, at the beginning of the new line. So now I may add my line. Just paste it. Look at the output now. Now you can get the output that you expected or that you want. Welcome to Pascal programming is in the first line and programming is fun in the next line. The reason for having these two statements in two lines is having write-ln here. Because when you have write-ln, the output will be printed at the same time. The cursor will be moved to the next line. So go back to the output screen. After printing welcome to Pascal programming, your cursor was pointed somewhere here. So that's why your next statement, which is programming is fun, is printed in the next line. So look here, the cursor is waiting here. Why? What's the reason? Because in the second statement, we have write. That's why the cursor is here. Even if you want, you may use write-ln here. So let's see the answer now. You have outputs in two lines. Look at the output. You have outputs in two lines at the same time. The cursor is waiting at the beginning of the new line. So the fact is very simple. I try to summarize that both the commands write and write-ln are exactly same. Both are used for showing the output. But the only difference between write and write-ln is write puts the cursor at the end of the statement, at the end of the line after printing the output. I repeat it. The word write puts the cursor at the end of the output and at the end of the line after showing the output. But the word write-ln places the cursor at the beginning of the new line after showing the output. So it's up to you to decide whether write or write ln applicable for your program. So you may observe this. Take 1 or 2 minutes to observe this. Look here, I have written two different programs. Write sample text. This is my text, sample text. Look at the output, sample text, and note the cursor. Cursor is at the end of the line. But second example, I have write ln sample text. This is my text here. But note the output, sample text. The text seems to be same, but look at the position of the cursor. Cursor is in the next new line, beginning of the new line. So these are two different words, write and write ln. So hope you all understood how text messages can be displayed on screens in Pascal. So to show text messages on the screen in Pascal, you may use write or write ln, but both have differences. So at home, take some time to watch it again, watch the video and understand the basic introduction. We have covered a very little area today. So understand all these introduction things and a very small program. So with this knowledge, so with the help of this knowledge, we can proceed to the next classes. So those who have computers, you may download and install the Pascal program and try it practically. Even those who don't have the computer can watch and understand the fact these are not hard. So I conclude the today's lesson at this point. We will meet in the next class. Thank you.